Hi everybody and welcome to this little time lapse. We've got these lovely vibrant lemons on a blue background. I created the image using a Midjourney, which is an AI program. I find it really useful. I kind of use it, I suppose, as a Photoshop program. I don't have a blue wall. There's nowhere around me that has a blue wall, let alone some lemons growing over it. So I find AI bringing my imagination to life really useful. And then I can create this image and see, oh, do I think this is going to make a good painting or not? And go from there. So I find using an AI program really helpful. I'm working 20 centimeters squared on the light gray color pastel matte paper. Because I cover every inch of my paper, it doesn't really matter, I find, for me personally, what paper I use. Some people may find working on darker paper or mid-tone colored paper easier to judge values. I personally sometimes actually prefer working on white because I find that I get a very vibrant, bright, finished piece. And this is what I was after for this one. I didn't work on the white. Like I said, I used light gray because that's what I had. But yeah, I don't, for me, working on white isn't a drawback at all when it comes to pasteling. So what I did is the background, we've got this pale turquoise and the shadow taking on more of a blue violet tone. You can see my shadow shapes are different to my reference photograph, similar but not exactly the same because I'm just using the image I generated as a reference. So to deviate from that is totally fine, and often I will. So the lemons I blocked in the highlight first using a white, my schminky white, and then I carry on with the lemons using pastel pencils as well as pastel sticks. Now, this is quite a traditional painting. I paint quite traditionally, so more representational art, and I love the old masters. You know, the still lives, the revolution of the still lives in the 1600s is just what makes my heart sing. Adding a bright turquoise background, I feel, brings some of our modern, this time, this day and age that I'm painting in, to the piece. So I'm using the elements of a still life from the old masters, but making it more modern. And often you'll find in my work when I'm painting some fruit hanging, I really enjoy. I think it looks pleasing on the wall. I enjoy creating a painting like this. Bringing in a bright background really makes it a lot more modern and contemporary, which I think is quite fun. Also, you can do all different lemons with all different backgrounds, like three, and sell them as a set. It's really been quite a success, actually, creating these still lives. And I don't really see other artists doing it, which is quite fun. There's a lot of artists, you know, doing a traditional still life, you know, lemons with the dark background or lemons on a cream wall. So it's quite fun and feels fresh to do something a little bit different like this. So I've created quite a few pieces in this sort of style. Lots of fun, like I said, to create. So you can check this out over on my Patreon. I'll leave a link in the description below, but that is me real time chatting through all the decisions that I'm making, why I'm choosing this color, basically my thought process from start to finish. So leaves. Obviously, because I like still life, and that is my favorite genre to paint, or one of my favorite genres to paint. You've got a lot of foliage, and so I've really had to teach myself to paint leaves, which, to be honest, wasn't my favorite thing to do. But over time, it's now going on to 6 years, or 6.5 years actually, that I've got my own little method for painting leaves. I use greens from the blue family as well as the yellow family. So yellow greens as well as blue greens, I find render a more realistic foliage. So now painting leaves, because I've done it for so long, and like I said, I've got my little method, it really isn't that daunting anymore, which is quite nice, because there's nothing like loving a piece of work but just feeling daunted by a certain aspect of that piece. So I quite enjoy now doing the foliage. It doesn't bother me like it did in previous years when I first started. Actually, and even up until quite recently, I'd say up until a year ago. So anyway, this is coming to an end now, but as I said, you can check me out on Patreon. But thanks for watching, and bye for now.